Dave Man Mac 6, we're at Gold's Gym Venice for Muscle Insider with my two boys, Eric Broser and Mac Trucc. Guys, good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
So, this is actually the first time I got you guys both on the same time on the camera, and there's a big reason for that. We're going to mention it here today. So, what's going on, you guys?
What do you think's going on?
A whole lot is
Come
going
on, man.
on,
Spill the beans already. I've been waiting a long time to that.
A whole lot is going on. You know, like for USA's, I did everything my way, tried it, didn't work. So then I knew that I had to get help. So then, you know, when we was at the hotel, you was like, just go ahead and do it the way you did it. I don't want to butt in, you know, come in the middle of your program. But when you're done, just understand this, you have help. And I'll do everything it takes to help you. So I was like, okay, so I got my ass kicked. And then I was like blown out because I never lost like that before. You know, so next thing I know, I get a call from you to watch a video.
Isn't this on vibrate?
And like,
Mine's on vibrate.
You know, this
I
what
took care of that
happens.
before we started.
See what happened? You know,
I'm the
Live
organized
TV,
one.
live TV, you guys.
That's why he's got me.
I don't think anymore.
All right,
You
all
know,
right.
so you give me a video to watch. So I think it was Abbas. So I watched the video. I'm like, what the hell you got me watching this for? So then I'm looking at the athlete, but then at the same time, I'm like, I'm not connecting with the athlete. I was more connecting with the trainer and the coach and everything. You know, with his tactics on how to train the proper way to stretch the muscle instead of just powerhousing all the time. The muscle connection and everything. And then he made
That's such a good video.
yeah, he made a statement that stuck with me when he was like, you know, I let my guys, you know, tell me what it is they eat, because pretty much, you know, a person know their body more than somebody coming in and place. So he was like, I don't wing everything out of them. I listen and see what they say, and then we strip it all the way down, and then we build it up. So basically, that's what we've been doing. And you know, I've been on like this hardcore diet and everything. You know, all the fans like, where's the Oreos? Where's the Oreos? In the cabinet. But like, they're not on my regiment now. So, long story short, right after I seen it, I said, Dave, I gotta pretty much meet this dude. Like, you know, what the hell is background? You know, so I looked him up, seeing that he specialized in natural bodybuilding. And anyone knows if you could get a natural bodybuilder to get super ripped and lean, that's a gift. You know, because NPC, nothing to take away from our sport, but we have a little more help.
Right.
You know, and with a natural guy, they has pretty much no help. It's pretty much on
It's
nutrition.
all food. All
Yeah,
food
it's
and
all
training.
nutrition. You know, your training is only going to do like 20-30%, but it's strictly on your nutrition. So then, as I discovered that that's what he specializes in, he has a lot of credentials, a lot of knowledge and experience in that. So then I was like, I'll see what he do. We linked up. Here we are now, still gaining lean.
So Eric, up to you now. You're actually, you know, a natural professional bodybuilding champion. You've helped tons of athletes. We actually got you on camera last time training Abbas Katami, who is Abbas. I gotta say thank you on camera for first of all talking about Eric and also inviting him to the shoot, which is
Thank you,
leading us to this. So this is all good of you, man. We're giving you props over here. And then I kind of did the same thing with Eric. I actually had him watch a little bit of video of Mac, and in my head after the USM, I'm thinking, okay, we want to do this show with Eric, you know, Be Built by Broser, which is going to be up very, very soon, you guys. I was thinking, what a great idea it would be for these guys to actually work together. So basically, I had you watch a video of Mac Trucc. You guys met, and tell me, you know, where did you guys take it from there?
Well, you know, like you said, you made Mac Trucc watch a video of me. I watched a video of him, and he was just basically training chest over at the pit in Muscle Beach with a few guys from Gold's. And you didn't give me any insight as to why I was watching. You said just watch this. So, you know, I'm watching it. I'm looking, and I'm saying, I'm waiting for something to pop out at me to make me go, oh, now I know why I'm watching this. But I watched, you know, pretty much the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, big guy training, you know, he's getting ready for the USA. Okay, so I said, I called you up, and I'm like, so what is it? You're trying to tell me you want to shoot the video at Muscle Beach? I don't know what it is. And then you told me that, you know, what was going on with Mac Trucc, and asked me what I thought about him, and I said, hey, you know, the guy has got tremendous potential. I said, but he's definitely not hard enough, you know, 5 days out of the USA. I mean, that's my opinion. I said, you know, not to take anything away from him, but, you know, to me, he looks like he's 5 weeks out, not 5 days out, but his potential is amazing. And then you brought up, you know, the possibility, now that you and I were, you know, had already talked about doing the show Be Built by Broser, knowing that I have helped Abbas Katami for his last show. I worked with him for 12 weeks.
Which had nothing but the best to say. And Abbas has been competing for a long time. I want to say that. So for Abbas to say and to call you right after prejudging, can we please keep working together? I love
Wow.
right after prejudging, the show wasn't even over with, and Abbas says, I got to keep working with you. So that's a huge testament from an actual established pro. So
yeah, well, I did things completely different with him than he's used to. Everything was a lot more precise. I changed his diet around, his nutrient timing a little bit. We worked on his chest and his triceps specifically to bring them up, which you really shouldn't be able to bring up a body part 12 weeks before a show, but we actually did do that.
Yeah.
I worked with him on a couple of my training programs, which we'll talk more about, which is fiber damage, fiber saturation, and power rep range shot. And I did, design workouts for Abbas, and we actually brought up his chest and his tris in the last 12 weeks. But like you said, he didn't even care. He knew after prejudging he wasn't getting the placing that he wanted to get, even though he felt he was in the shape of his life. And he was just like, dude, I'm already thinking about the off season. What are we doing for the off season? So I knew right away he was, happy with everything, and I was, and I was thrilled,
Yeah.
So anyway, we were doing the show, you and I, and you had the idea that this monster sitting beside me here, that he needs some help. So you asked me about it, and I said, oh, okay, so that's why I'm watching the video to see who he is and see what he's about. And I basically said to you, listen, I'll do it because I want to do it for the show, and I don't mind helping somebody out. But he's got to know that he's got to do things my way, because I had heard a little bit about some of his dieting practices. I heard a little bit about the Oreo cookies, and I actually got a little feedback from him when I first, talked to him. He's like, yeah, listen, he's like, I can't eat clean all the time, otherwise I don't grow. So I got to make sure to have my cheat meals, and I have to have my Oreos and this and that. And I'm just laughing. I'm going, this ain't gonna work. So I talked to you a little bit about it, and you just said to me, listen, you tell him what it is that you need from him, and he either does it or he doesn't. You're either in or you're out. So a couple of things we did. We set up a meeting at the firehouse so that him and I could sit down and talk. And we had an awesome conversation. The thing that impressed me the most about the conversation, and I don't know, I never knew who he was. I knew nothing about him except for what you told me. But in sitting down with him, I realized that he was just willing to soak everything in like a sponge, and just like say, listen, I went to the USA, I got my butt kicked, I watched your video, I believe in you, and I believe in what Dave says, so I'm in your hands. And he was just so grateful and appreciative about the help, and that was what really struck me, because when somebody is really seriously appreciative about it, and they don't just take it for granted, that makes me want to work with them more and more.
And he's humble.
And he's humble.
It's a good quality to have.
He didn't sit there saying like I'm all that. I mean, and literally he could have, because he came back to Gold's Gym even after getting his butt whooped, and every trainer in the place wants to work with him. And I mean every trainer in the place wants to work with him. Isn't that something? They're all coming up to him. They're like, yo, dude, you look great to USA, but let me work with you for next year, and we'll turn you pro, this and that. And listen, this is a testament to him again. He turned everybody down to continue working with me. And my reputation is more, even though I've worked with athletes all over the world, hundreds and hundreds of them, drug-free, not drug-free, whatever, I've kind of kept a low profile on what I do, and I kind of...
Yeah, why?
Well, it's not, I wouldn't say a low profile. I mean, obviously I'm not low profile. I mean, I have magazine columns and tons of magazines and all kinds of stuff, so I'm out there, but I haven't really talked too much about what I do with non-natural guys because, I don't know, I guess I've been known as this because I'm a natural pro, and I think a lot of guys who aren't natural, and no disrespect to them, I don't really carry the way, I just want hardworking people who are passionate. A lot of those guys, they don't necessarily respect me for what I do because I am natural, and so maybe they think that maybe I don't know what it takes to work with a guy who's enhanced, which is complete crap, because actually, like Wes was saying, I get guys who take nothing and I get them down to 3% body fat with cross striations and looking absolutely nuts, and they have no help except for food and basic supplements. So actually it makes a lot of sense that I can take a guy who does have some assistance and do that much more with him, as Wes already knows, as Abbas knows. So I've kind of kept a low profile. Maybe now I'm going to start coming out a little bit more.
I was going to say, it's all over now, man.
Yeah,
Forget
all
the DL
especially now
now.
with the show. You got me down at the Mecca,
Yep.
and so now I got to start coming out of my shell.
You get the spotlight on you, man.
Like that, and maybe I have to get a tan now.
You'll be okay.
Yeah,
You're natural. You're natural.
So anyway, but the whole thing is that I sent an email to Wes. I said, I laid it out for him. I said, listen, no more Oreos. I said, got a little motorcycle
Every time this guy.
Last time was dogs. Anyway, as I was saying, I sent an email to him. I said, no more Oreos, and I actually joked with him. I said, and if there was Oreos, you're going to measure them.
Yeah, he said even Oreos have to be measured.
Everything. So I said, I mean, he was just like, all right, like, you know, he kind of just sat back and waited. And when I sent him his diet plan, tell me, what was your reaction when you first got it and you looked at it and
Man,
you're like, whoa.
when I got this diet plan, I was like, what the hell is this?
Like astrophysics.
Like everything, every ounce have to be right. That's the hardest thing in the world, to get every ounce right.
Yeah.
So, like, even with my rice, I had to just scoop up. I have a fork just to try to take it out. And I'm like, damn, it's still not, it's not there, right? So then I'm like, I'm just constantly going with the scissors and everything, chopping the chicken and the steak
It's
and
exact,
the fish.
man.
Thank you for giving him a scale, Dave.
I
Yeah,
know,
like
you
it's
had to.
crazy. So like I prepped everything. I'm like, how in the hell I'm gonna eat all of this? I'm like, it's not possible. So the first day I thought it was like my hardest day because I was so mental. Next thing you know, I finished all 6 meals.
But I got an email at meal 4. I'm on meal 4. I got 2 more left. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. It's like, all right.
I'm like, so far so good.
He's surprising
Next
himself.
thing you know, it was gone. Like I was done. And then like sometime I stay up to like maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to finish the very last meal. Like tonight I finished. Well, today I probably finished my last meal around 2:30 in the morning. You know, but like, there's no way I can go to bed without finishing my meals now. So
That's how you do
like,
it, man.
I see the results like clear as day, and I know it's a method to his madness because I'm like, damn, you have me eating a shitload of potatoes, like a shitload of fish, like 13.3, and like I'm like, so my egg whites 18.2, 18.3. It's like
I just send it.
it's so much, right? And I'm like, what the hell? I said, that's what I get for opening my mouth. Say that if I eat too clean, I'll lose weight. He said, so it came to me.
But you were
I'm
right.
not eating
You were
enough.
right in the way, and that's a good thing you told him because he knew to really
Yeah.
the
I knew that
quantities,
he's going to
you
need
know.
a lot of clean food.
Yeah.
but the
He
truth
sent
of
the
matter is-
troops out at me. Like,
Yeah.
I got ambushed pretty much, and you know, I'm fighting back.
Well, the truth of the matter is you know, we originally had planned to do the nationals
Right.
in November, and so we just basically went right back into contest prep. So I'm like, boom, right from day one, we got to be ultra serious. So, you know, I put him on this plan, and my plan was originally to actually have him gain a little bit of size, gain a little bit of weight, and then kind of reverse it and rip up. The odd thing that started happening is in like 2 weeks, he became another human being. He was already harder than he was at the USA. He was bigger than he was at the USA. I mean, he gained like 5 or 6 or 7 pounds
Crazy.
of pure muscle. I mean, even when he sent me the first week's video photos, I was just bugging out. I'm like, wait, is that really him?
Yeah.
I texted you, Dave, and I was just like, Dave, something's happening here.
I felt the same way. He
He's not
he
eating
literally
Oreos.
looked better than he did the USA.
Way better. I mean, harder and bigger.
Yep.
That was the amazing thing.
So-
But anyway, we decided, we talked about it a little bit more and decided that the better route is to work together for an off season.
Good.
Because I see so much potential growth in him, and I don't want to hold that back right now. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to skip the nationals. I'm going to wait till 2015,
Good.
and we're going to schedule maybe a junior national show at first, just to get him up there, make sure the peaking is proper with him, because I want to run through a peaking process with him.
Yeah.
And then we're hoping to have great results there, and then go straight to like either the USA or the nationals in 2015. But right now, I mean, he's growing like
a
crazy.
weed.
So I want to
Yeah.
I want to keep it going. I mean, you know.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a wise decision, and I think you could have possibly potentially do so much better at the national, especially considered, you know, compared to the USA. But you know, if you give the time for Eric to get to know your body and really gain some good muscle in the off season, and really take your time and ease into the next show, kind of try a few things, and then, you know, shoot for the big guns at the USA, the national. I think that's just a much smarter choice.
And Wes is like, he's completely handing himself over to me. He lets me, I mean, I design every single workout for him, every exercise, every rep tempo, every technique, everything. I just send it to him. He sends back to me, got it, boom, and he goes and he does it. And it's very different from a lot of the training that he used to do, but the results are, you know, already coming in.
Do you
in
like
a few
it?
weeks.
West, how?
At first, like it was hard to figure out the numbers until you broke it down with us
Yeah.
with the
Rep tempos.
but yeah, like it was hard to figure out when you actually looking at it.
Yeah, it's
and
not as
writing
easy
it.
as just lifting the weight and
No,
you know,
not
throwing
at
it
all.
around.
Math
It's not.
Not at all. It takes you back to square one when you first start
Yeah.
trying to learn how to
Relearn
train.
everything.
And you gotta get your muscle memory and everything to work together. And the only thing that I see that I do real good now is the opposite of when I come down and I'm contracting, just giving it a few seconds on the stretch. And I actually see that it works because, like, you know, we wanted to bring my chest up a little more. I don't know if you noticed, but my chest had got a whole lot fuller.
I noticed.
Like within a freaking week. And, you know, it was just a lot of the stretching, contraction, and squeezing.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I do a lot of the cables, so when I go back here, I hold it. Even when I come down, I hold it. So I see the results. So I'm like,
that's all you care about.
Yeah, whatever he throw at me, I just be like, okay. Like, I hope you understand I'm not doing any more thinking that pertains to this.
Isn't that nice? Especially before the show, you love that. That being said, you guys, I'm really excited that you guys are going to be working together. We actually already shot one episode that you're going to be, and actually we shot it a little bit before this. So Mac's actually even bigger now than you did when we shot this last episode. So it's going to be the first episode of Be Built by Broser. It's going to be a weekly show. Make sure to tune in because Eric has a lot to teach you guys. He's got a lot of knowledge and he's willing to share it with all of you guys. And of course, we're going to have Mac, you know, throughout his off season and his contest prep. We're going to have some guest stars. Abbas is coming back into town. So we're going to have a lot of guest stars in the show when Eric also has some of his people that are getting ready for the Team U. We're going to have a lot of people in and out of the show. It's going to be very interesting. And of course, Mac will be one of the guys that we're following up for the next show, and it's going to be great.
You
so,
let me out of the box now, Dave. Now
man, it's too late now, man. Now you got that spotlight on you.
Opened up Pandora's box.
That's right.
Game over.
I'm here at Golds now.
Thanks for talking to us, you guys.
Thank you, Dave.
Can't wait to see you in the gym.